Yes.
Let's talk about natural synchronization. I've heard you talk about it, but I've never understood it, and probably somebody else out there may not have understood it as well.
Synchronization, first of all, it's a broad word, but right now we are talking about estrus, synchronizing for estrus or for breeding. Breeding means serving an animal. So when we talk about natural synchronization, we are talking about playing with hormones of an animal such that they come in a group. You play with the timing of an animal, also playing with its hormones. Because when you're talking about breeding, you're talking about science of really an animal coming on heat. So if we are doing natural synchronization, this is what we are talking about. Me, I don't use hormones as per now. I use hormones in cows. But in goats, I don't use hormones. What do? I get my male, I remove it from the flock, because me in every flock of mine, I always put over 4 males or 3 males or 2 males, depending on the mothers I'm targeting. If I'm targeting over 200, I have to put 4 males. If I'm targeting 100 males, I put 2 males. So 1 male serves over 50 females. So what I do, let's say now I pull out the male. I take it to the male unit. Do you know what will happen? If these animals are feeding well and they are really doing very well, the body will get satisfied and it comes on heat. For your information, some of you people take animals and you put them on the less nutritious grasses or feeds or conditions, and that animal fails to come on heat. They might not be feeding well, first of all, or they are not in a good condition that is making them satisfied. You know, when we are dealing with breeding, we deal with love. If an animal is not getting love, it will not come on heat. And for your information, animals only breed when an animal is on heat. They're not like you human beings. You want to breed all throughout. So, in this case, feed the animals very well, remove the male. After removing the male, let them continue feeding very well. So after removing the male, these animals will continue coming on heat. So the moment, you also depend on which period you want to receive babies. Let's say if I want to receive babies from January, February to March, for my reasons. Because sometimes, if we produce kids in a dry spell, we don't get a lot of infections. If we produce kids in a rainy season, there is a lot of infections that attacks us. So we fight with a lot of diseases, diarrheas, and so on. But if you produce them in a dry spell, you will not have much diarrhea, you will not have you get it. So that means if I want to produce kids, let's say in January, I have to count 5 months backwards. And say if January, so I have to count December, November, October,
September,
then September,
and then August.
Then August. So that means my animals are supposed to breed from June.
Oh, from June. That's when you introduce the male.
You introduce the male in June. It will be there July, August.
At least those 3 months, you're sure that they're going to
August, actually, maximum September. Reason being, they will start producing January, February, March.
Okay.
April, the rain is coming up. So when I bring in that male, let's say in June, that hormone, that smell called testosterone hormone, it's the one that is going to smell in the flock, and all women will understand that the man is in.
So they will go.
So their brain will start stimulating hormones like, GnRH, PGF2 alpha. They will stimulate a lot of hormones because we have a lot of reproductive hormones like GnRH. We also have LH, FSH, then copper solutium, progesterone hormone. Those are all hormones that can come in the system. Then finally, we get what they call PGF2 alpha or estradiol.
Okay.
You get it? So they start to come whenever they think about it. They start coming all throughout. So those hormones will start to work, then finally all animals will come on heat. So we shall target which kind of animals. Those with those that have just left heat, they will come back later.
Okay.
Those that left heat earlier, they will come back faster. And that animal will serve. We'll first serve the first lot that came earlier. Then the second lot, that is the second month, that also came on heat the second time. And the last ones that came on heat in the last time. So that means we shall have a breeding period of 3 months, and we shall have kids in 3 months delivering period.
Okay.
Let's say from January, February, and March. Because the father served from June, July, August. Then September lately. That means we shall have kids from January, February, March, and late April. So that is what they call natural synchronization. Okay. It has advantages
and disadvantages.
And disadvantages are minimal, but the advantages are more. Why? Because since we have, you group up your farm and also team up your animals. Because if you want to sell, let's say, a group of animals, you have the animals produced in the same period. You get it?
So you that don't helps have to us wait. Again, you sell in January, then you wait again, you sell in December.
Yes. So you will have groups. Yourself. You have groups, and two, on top of that, the animals will be uniform in the age. And when you're getting your money, you'll get it in bulk. Duke, you can never get rich if you don't get money in bulk. And you're getting randomly. Two, it also helps your workers if they are managing their animals, the kids.
They know
because
that
kids,
a batch is there.
Is coming. Than fixing your worker to go in every flock picking one goat.
One. It's a bit tiresome.
It's tiresome, very tiresome.
True.
It's better they are born in the same group. You say that from this month to this month we are receiving babies. Then you can even put extra power in that flock to help that guy to manage the kids. So you will have no issues with mortalities and so on, because kids are cared for.
Does the natural synchronization happen with all breeds or a specific set of breeds?
No, all breeds.
Whether local
or not. The only problem with locals, they will take long to start, to work on your pace, because they have different maturity time on and a different breeding period, because you don't understand them. One is converting high, one is converting less, you know, they will be disorganized. But the moment they produce for the first time, the rest of the times it will be very, very easy for them to be synchronized, as long as you provide feeds for them.
Talking about natural synchronization, how do I tell that a goat is pregnant? For example, in my rabbit business, we do what we call palpating, like where we touch the belly, and you know, within 3 or 4 weeks, you can tell that, oh, actually this rabbit is pregnant. Do you do the same with?
We can as well do palpation.
Oh.
We do palpation in cows, but for them we do rectal palpation.
Where you put the hand?
I put in my hand through the rectum to palpate and feel what is down.
Whoa.
But with goats, the organs are small. We cannot do rectal palpation. We can either do stomach palpation.
Yes, physically here.
Yeah, if the pregnancy is in, let's say, at the end of the first trimester, let's say 3 months or 4, you get it? So, but also there is also a scanner that you can use. But basically, like me, what I use
there are like signs, maybe change in body size.
Of course, the change in body size can be, but you know, goats are very tricky.
Yeah,
there is some which are too big, and you know, they are not pregnant. You get it? And even those animals that don't even produce are always looking big and nice. You get it? But the body size, of course, it will change. We'll show you the vulva can enlarge. That's about to be delivered. Even the weight moves. It's like even human beings, even the palpitations will also change. It will be having a high heart rate beats. But if you can see, you can even check on the jugular vein, then you check for the pulses. So that is how we can maybe tell. But basically for me, what I do, I put in animals, let's say 100, and I put 2 males. At the end of 6 months, I see most of them producing.
Okay.